Well, hello. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I never want to take it for granted that I am going to be here in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening whenever you're watching this. I don't take it for granted that you are going to show up and listen and have devotion along with me. I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. So thank you for being here. And whether you respond in comments or not, I am still grateful. Many have said I don't make comments, but I am watching and listening. Thank you as well. Well, we continue in our discussion on peace. Peace of God, the peace with God, and the peace in God. Well, I mentioned yesterday that I wanted you to tune in today for a specific reason, and that was for us to talk about peace stealers. That is, things that can rob us of our peace, things that can knock us off center. I can put it another way. I could say that it could be a storm, that like the storms of life that come in to rob us of our peace. Have you been in any storms lately? Have you been in any storms? Has there been some confusion all around you? Has there been some chaos, some trouble? The storms that come in to make things uneasy? Well, let's read a story in the scripture that talks about a storm and what happens in the storm. We find this storm in Mark chapter 4, and we're going to start reading at verse 35 through verse 41. And it reads like this. That day, when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also boats with them. A furious storm came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, "Peace, be still." Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. And he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Wow, what a storm and what a story. The disciples and Jesus were in a storm on the boat, just rocking to the point of almost capsizing. But the disciples cried out to Jesus and woke him. It seems to me they woke him because, they were upset and their peace was disturbed, and he was sleeping. And it sounds like they woke him because they wanted him to be disturbed, and they wanted his peace to be upset. Because they said it like this, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" As if to say, aren't you upset like us? Aren't you disturbed like us? I really don't think the disciples expected him to do what he did when he spoke to the elements. He spoke to the environment, and he changed their environment. That's why at the end of the passage it simply says, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." So I don't think they were thinking that he could solve this one the way that he solved it. Well, I know that you have been in storms because I have been in storms. My peace has been robbed by things. I'm going to give you a list of some things that can rob you of your peace. Worry. Yes, worry can rob you of your peace. Worry about your kids, the choices that your kids make. Worry about bills. Another storm, peace, blow-awayer is fear. Fear can come in. The what ifs. What if there's a fire? What if I lose my home? What if I get COVID? What if there's an accident? That can rob us of peace. And then the other one is shame. Shame comes in and says, I made a bad choice. Shame says, I was abused. I feel bad about myself. Shame says, I cheated. Shame says, I failed. I made a mistake. I quit something very important. Shame comes in and it robs us of our peace. And then regret comes in. Regret comes in and says, I could have been a better daughter. I could have been a better son. I could have been a better mother or a better father. I could have been a better student, or I could have been a better friend to you. Regret. Regret that what I did, I regret it. All kinds of regrets will come through. And then there's a final one. The final one is busyness. Yes, that can rob you of your peace because you're so busy trying to keep up. You make yourself you fill your calendar busy, busy, busy. And it robs you of your peace because you feel like you have to keep that calendar full. I've got to keep something on the calendar. And then the busyness peace stealer is the one that says, I can't say no. I can't say, I have to say yes to everything. I have to say yes. And the only time I feel like I can rest is when I take vacation. Well, my friends, we need to do as the disciples did with more faith, and that is call out to the Lord. Call out to him in the midst of your storm. Call out to him. In Philippians chapter 4, I share that the first day of peace and the second day, and now here's the third day. I'm sharing that same scripture again because I think it's a foundational scripture. It simply says, do not be anxious about anything. I read that as simply say, don't worry about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And then it says this. It says, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind. We call out to him. We lay our prayers on him. We ask him to settle us down. We ask him, just as he did on that boat, to speak to the elements in our lives, to speak to worry and fear and shame and regret and the busyness, to speak to it and to settle it down, to rebuke it, just as he rebuked the wind and the winds obeyed. He can rebuke those peace stealers or that storm chaos peace robber. He can speak to it and tell it to go away. So I simply say this about peace today. Peace is the calming of chaos and confusion. Peace is the calming of chaos and confusion. Well, I have a great song for you today that I'm going to sing. And the great song that I have for you is actually a hymn. I'm only going to sing 2 verses of this hymn for you today. And it's a lesser known hymn, but I am going to sing it for you today simply because it helps to tell that same story, how Jesus came in and he calmed the sea. The hymn is called Master, the Tempest is Raging. And some people give it a subtitle called Peace, Be Still. The tempest is raging, the billows are tossing high, the sky is o'ershadowed with no shelter or help is nigh. Carest thou not that we perish? How canst thou when each moment so madly it threatened a grave in the angry deep. Master, with anguish of spirit, I bow in my grief, oh, today. The depths of my sad heart are troubled. Awaken and save, I pray. Torrents of sin and of anguish sweep o'er my sinking soul, and I perish, dear Master. Oh, hasten and take control. The wind and the waves shall obey thy sweetly obey thy will. Peace, peace, be still. And my friends, may you hear him say, peace be still, over all of the things in your life that is causing you to lose your peace. He's able to speak to the disturbing things in your life. He can speak clearly to it. He can simply say, leave my child alone. Worry, you've got to go. Fear, peace be still. Shame, peace be still. Regret, get away. Get back. Calm down. He can do that just for you. And allow God to call in his peace so that you can rest in the arms of peace, the peace of God. God bless you today. I've enjoyed being with you as always and look forward to seeing you again. We know when that will be. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for being here. See you later.